Splendid.
Lovely.
And we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the KiwiBurgers podcast. Episode 8, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away, David.
We're down to the double kiwis, half the burger.
Ah, yes. Logan is not here for some reason, but
More like a
as
hot dog.
you know, the show must go on. And let's just get right into it. Have you guys like B movies? Do you?
I mean,
Honestly, I've never really been able to, like, it's one of those things, you can identify a B movie
Oh yeah, yeah.
once you watch it, but you don't ever know just,
Well, let's just
off
sorry, go on.
advertisement.
Well, let's just go with like probably the most well-known example, The Room.
Oh, that's a D movie.
Oh, is it? I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
that
argue
is-
because of
that
its
is considered the worst film of all time. It's a D movie.
yeah.
I'd argue because of its status, it should be upgraded to a
Cult
B movie
classic.
by that alone. Yeah,
Cult-
cult classic. I
yeah.
mean, that's what B movies
but it's
also
still a D
are.
movie.
Okay, yeah, fair. One
It's like,
example then.
I mean, it's like Troll 2.
Okay.
The Terabad Titans. They're just so awful that the entertainment value is in how bad they are.
Fair enough. Well, I'd say the B movies I've watched recently. I watched Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy. You know, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Free from Hell. I think that might be argue B movies, and they're
Shark-
actually pretty good.
Sharknado's a good example of a B movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is a great example. Silly me for forgetting that. There's a lot. Actually, I remember back when I was a bit younger, back in England, there was. I think it's probably still here in New Zealand, but well, the reason why I say used to because I don't watch TV anymore. To be fair, but there was this TV channel called Sci-Fi, and they would put on B movies all the time.
Sci-fi originals kind of stands out as its own list of B movies, C movies, and D movies.
I believe so. Yeah. So there's like Sharktopus, Land Shark, Ghost Shark.
Sharknado. A lot of shark
Yeah,
movies.
Sharknado. Yeah, Battle Shark, the Velocipasta.
I think they were also responsible for every Jaws movie past 4.
I am inclined to agree. How many shark movies are there?
There's a lot of shark movies, apparently.
Several.
Or Sharknado, I should. No, Jaws, I meant to say, my bad.
Oh, Jaws? I think there's 6.
Okay.
I think 5 and 6 were sci-fi.
Right. What was I going to go on to say? Yeah, I'm just looking through this list that Jacob has just provided us. Just going to see if there's any of that. Oh, the Blob. Yeah, that's one. Piranha.
Mortal Kombat,
Alone in the
apparently.
Dark. Oh yeah, no. If we're talking about the originals, then yeah, they were definitely B movies. Oh, Basket Case. Yeah, no, I like that one. You know the Wait, what? Santos. Oh, Santo and Blue Demon versus the Monsters. Oh yeah, El Santo. He was big actor, as well as being a wrestler. Oh no, Poltergeist. Have you guys ever seen Poltergeist? No, that is a funny movie. No.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Poultrygeist. In fact, it's been a really long time since I've heard it referenced.
Yeah, no, I watched it like a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Like the full movie's just on YouTube, unless it's been taken down. But that was I remember watching it. It was really funny. Like I don't think I actually had a good laugh at it, to be honest.
So you would say that B movies are your personal
Actually,
guilty pleasure?
I just remembered a B movie that I watched just a couple months ago. Or actually, oh my god, it's January.
I wouldn't say guilty
Never mind,
pleasure.
I watched this in
I,
October.
Oh,
Killer
wow.
Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, that's a banger.
What about the
It
Neil
was
Breen
nothing.
movies?
I was very drunk watching it,
I
and
think you have to
Kinda
be.
have to be.
Nothing happens. I just want to point out to anybody who hasn't watched this movie, basically nothing happens. The entirety of the film is exactly what you'd expect.
Just Killer Clowns.
Yeah,
From outer space?
like it's not even.
Yep.
It's not like, oh, I don't know how to put it. Essentially, it follows such a linear line of exactly what you would expect to happen next.
Oh yeah.
That there's no thriller to it. There's no surprise, and it doesn't even go off like the old '80s, like just excessive gore. It's just like they don't even like really kill people. You don't see any like crazy shit happen. Like they wrap them up in cotton candy cocoons, where their life force is sucked out.
Oh, so it's not like they don't do like typical slasher movie killings. They just do the
they're
they do
aliens
their little
that
trolling.
use like weird carnival style technology. Like they shoot
No.
popcorn blasters. It doesn't actually hurt the person. The popcorn kernels, the individual pieces of popcorn, are sentient beings, little parasites.
What?
That's what kills you.
No,
They
fair
take
enough.
you. They like stun you and take you back to their masters.
Have you ever watched a Neil Breen movie?
A what?
Neil Breen?
Neil Breen.
I don't
Breen,
think
yeah.
I've heard that name before. No.
He's that guy who goes, "I can't believe you committed suicide. I am shocked that you committed suicide." That scene, you've probably seen that flying around.
I had no idea that was a reference to something. I saw
It
a
actually
meme for that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's that was Fateful Findings. Me and Jacob actually watched a few of these movies sometime last year.
Yeah, like sometime
yeah,
last
we had
year.
a good time. Yeah, it was fun to watch. I highly recommend them.
It's one of those,
also-
like, they're so bad that they're just goddamn hilarious.
Exactly, yeah.
I think
There's
that's
also
what all of these
I'm-
movies are.
And he's completely
Most-
serious about it.
yeah, he is definitely.
He
serious.
thinks that these are, like, the pinnacle of cinema, his movies. And they are.
I mean, I guess you can't be considered an artist unless you have some serious delusions.
Oh, I completely forgot about Birdemic as well. That was a movie
Oh,
as
that's
well.
not a B movie. That's
Well,
not
it's on the
even on
list.
the fucking alphabet.
Well, it's on the list of B movies, so we are referring to it as such. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But apparently the room is now technically a B movie now.
Yeah,
According
yeah.
to-
The room definitely can be. If B movie is just anything that wasn't a box office hit, then yeah, The Room is definitely on there.
Fair enough. I mean, I'd argue it's since kind of been elevated, but yeah.
No,
And just
I
in
will
regard
still
to-
argue against that. The Room has not been elevated, but everything
I
about
mean-
it has been.
I literally made a movie about
Making the movie.
process of it being made.
Yeah.
Well,
And
so
that-
The Disaster Artist was based off the book written by Tommy Wiseau's co-star.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
Let me just look that up.
Yeah, but his main co-star throughout the filming of The Room.
Greg Sestero.
Yes, he after it all wrote a book, an autobiography about all of his time on set and everything
Yeah.
about the making of the movie. And then The Disaster Artist got made into a movie that
It's funny,
actually was really good.
It was good, but unfortunately, like after it came out, James Franco got hit with like all these, I think, allegations that he was a creep. So that happened, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
that
most
doesn't have
of them
anything
are
to
true.
do with the movie.
Yeah, no, true. But it kind of sucked. Kind of, when I watched it, I was like, oh, just a shame this guy may be a rapist or something. Oh well,
That's Hollywood for you.
that's
Yep.
Hollywood, baby. Just in regards to your, I just remembered you saying like something about guilty pleasure, Jacob.
Oops, sorry.
I will not. I'm not going. I don't think this is a guilty pleasure for me because I don't make any secret of me liking B movies. I will, if you had to, if you wanted to put up Citizen Kane, or Battle Dogs, if you wanted to offer me a choice, I'll probably watch Battle Dogs because I just like B movies that much. So yeah, I don't make a secret of hiding it. But
People
let's
say...
get into
hold on.
course.
Hold on. You mentioned Citizen Kane. People say it's like one of the greatest movies of all time. Is that still the case?
I think because like people said that for so long, there's people who just come out of the woodwork to say, actually, nah, this movie ain't the greatest.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
do
one of those
remember, like-
things is that it's definitely of its time, just due to the technology, skills, and know-how for films. But
Yeah,
the cultural impact that it had is immense.
Mm.
yeah, it was. It's definitely. It's probably not like. It's probably still not the greatest, but it's definitely one of. It's always going to be in the top 10.
Because I mean,
feel.
come on, like when did the movie come out? Like 1938.
Something like that. Yeah.
Probably.
I'll just check. It's actually funny because I was actually reading about it the other day, and it came out in 1941.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny, just that was like Orson Welles' like first movie, and then it's kind of like, I don't think he really peaked that way again.
Yeah, it's like
I
stick
could
to
be wrong
radio
there.
shows, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, he made a few other good ones, but yeah. But you know, it's
Like,
I do know that like people like
just 'cause I
to
wanna
refer
bring
to
this up.
things.
Sorry for interrupting, but I want to bring it up
No,
because
you're
you
good.
mentioned Orson Welles and all that. I still love that the original airing of War of the Worlds was so captivating. People were actually going outside scared because they thought it was really happening.
Oh yeah. No, that was hilarious. Like how it kind of shows how easy people are easily tricked. Honestly,
Well, because it's a radio show. And that was...
do you think so?
So, like, without TV, without any way to actually see what was going on, it was performed so well. And the effects were good enough that people were going, wait, what? And they were rushing outside, looking around,
Wow.
checking, calling family members and stuff, because they were like, hey, is this, you okay? And everyone's like, no, it's just...
Do you think something like that could ever happen again? Do you think, to put it simply, such a level of trolling will ever happen again?
No, because our ability to get quick information is too accessible.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So what's your guilty pleasure?
What is my guilty pleasure? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'm a really big fan of what is it? What's it called? I've completely forgotten. This sucks.
Wow, unbelievable.
Can you describe anything about it?
I'm trying to think because I've got a few guilty pleasures. Who is it? Now let me check. I think I got one of their latest songs on my Spotify.
One Direction.
You guys are... No, not One Direction.
Oh.
Anyway. Mumble rap, that's the one.
Mumble rap.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that. I'm actually like... I actually like that shit. I actually like it, because it's just, you know... You can just, like, listen to it if you're, like, fucked up or something, and you can just, like... You can just vibe to it.
Good
It's a
drunk
vibe.
music.
But, you know, it gets... Yeah, it gets a lot of flack, because, you know, it's... Could be perceived as lazy, and, you know, most of those artists have, like, a limited shelf life. I mean, has anyone heard of Little Pump lately? Exactly.
Wasn't he the one that died?
No, he's still alive.
The one you're thinking of was,
It was a little something.
Little... 1 second. If I look up this rapper, Little Dead, that should have... who the fuck is Little Keed? This isn't who I'm looking for. Wait a minute, Lil Peeps? Yeah, Lil Peep. That's
Lil
the one,
Peep,
yeah. No,
right.
Isn't he an emo rapper or something? Because I don't think it was a,
Was, yes.
Yeah. I think he had, like, a similar aesthetic, but I don't think he actually did mumble rap. He was
No.
like...
He was...
Bother me, tell me awful things.
no,
Fucking
it was
emo shit.
it was still in the category of mumble. It was just that his lyrics, his
Yeah.
subject matter was from an emo place.
Yeah. No disrespect to Little Peep before his fangirls descend on me or something. Yeah, no. It was... Yeah, but that's my guilty pleasure. What about you guys?
What is my guilty pleasure?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never really thought about it because I don't think there's anything that I really feel bad or like try to hide from people that I enjoy.
This is the silence part of
I
the
think
podcast.
it's also because... Yeah, I think it's also because you hide it, you don't really consider it a guilty pleasure. It's just something you like and you just don't talk. You don't really think about it.
Well, I mean, a guilty pleasure would be something that maybe not in the moment that you're enjoying it, but when you think about, you think about talking about it to somebody, you go, wait, that might affect how they think of me.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
might
I would
become a
argue,
loser.
like, my love for pro wrestling could be considered a guilty pleasure because, you know, people are always like, oh, isn't it fake or something? But I think I talk about it enough, so it's less of a guilty pleasure
a
and more
guilty
the fact that
pleasure
something I
is
actually
not
like.
really based on the outside world, specifically your perception of it. Do you...
Ah, true.
not want people to know about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You feel guilty for liking it.
Or something like, you know it's not good, but you like it anyway, kind of thing. Like people say, like, oh, my guilty pleasure is like some kind of sweet,
Eating cheese.
like a certain like chocolate or something. And it's like, oh, I know it's not good, but I don't think that's a guilty pleasure. That's just like whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I really have one.
Guilty pleasure is like, I want to stab you to death and play around in your blood.
Is that your guilty pleasure?
Okay, settle down, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Hey, Patrick Bateman, don't
Oh,
you
sure.
identify me.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Let's think of another thing that we could consider talk about without this random silence.
Well, it's just, it kind of sucks as like guilty pleasure. It's a hard one because you bring it
It
up
is,
and it's
yeah.
like, first it's hard to think of one, and then
Yeah, no, you're
even
right.
if you do think of one, it's like, is it
I don't
something
want
that
to
I
admit
can say
that.
publicly?
I don't want to
Like,
admit
is it
that.
something I want the world to know?
True. Actually, here's something we can talk about a bit easier. A weird out of place situation you've been in.
I guess elaborate a little bit on out of place.
I'd say it's a situation you usually don't get yourself into, like maybe you see if you go out into town a lot, you see a fight, that's a situation, but it's not out of place because that usually happens. Okay, here's an idea. I was once walking through town and I saw these two guys fighting. It got broken up and I ended up helping this one dude get all the way back to Tara, which is like the suburb, just a bit, like maybe half an hour out of central town. No, not maybe like 20-minute drive, but still it was a bit of a drive. And we just left him on his lawn or something because I don't think he had his key. I think he's okay though. The good thing about it was that the Uber driver gave me a free ride home, which was really nice of him. So and I wanted to go home because that whole thing kind of killed my mood. But that's been like a very odd situation that I've been in. So I'd say that counts as an example because it's not every day you help a drunk guy get home like that.
An out of place experience that I've
My ex.
That one's a lot harder for me because I'm a very very sheltered upbringing.
especially the child.
Almost through a personal sense, like I didn't want to go out and do things that I deemed like risky, and like risky was the classic like, oh, what if I get mugged? It's like, meanwhile all of my friends said they wanted to go do is like go walk downtown.
Oh yeah.
It's like I was a paranoid kid, so I end up avoiding a lot of that kind of stuff. So I guess anything that I have would be vicariously through stories that my friends have said. However, I narrowly avoided a terrifying situation.
Oh yeah, go on.
So
If you want to talk about it.
oh yeah, friends of mine, their house was out like a couple miles outside of town,
Okay.
and they had a neighbor that was their house was just a few 100 feet away, but for the most part it's a very isolated area. And apparently one night that we were hanging out there, I get in my car and I go home. It's like at like 10:30, 11 p.m. And not like 2 hours later, an SUV pulls up down their long ass driveway off the road.
And like the big ones, like, is it black or?
I don't know. I don't remember the color because it was pitch black outside. The only light they had was the porch lights.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They just see the headlights come out and it pulls up through the driveway and just kind of sits there.
Okay.
And they all kind of go, okay, yeah, let's go inside. They all pack up and just head right back inside. And then after 20 minutes, they hear the car move further into their land plot. Some shots are fired, and then it leaves.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Gunshots.
And they're I don't know the relation. I think it was like their mom's boyfriend. So they lived in their grandparents' house, but but their mom had a smaller. I honestly, my memory is I don't remember if it was like a mobile home or just a smaller, just side house. And
sleep out
apparently
type
they
thing.
shot it up because they were after her boyfriend.
Oh,
He ended up
sheesh.
hit in the hospital.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
You experienced a
And
drive-by.
not really a drive-by, more of like a purposeful hit.
That's a drive-by.
No,
I mean, it would be, wouldn't it? I think it was.
Technically no.
Okay, fair.
But it was, yeah. And so I'd left just a couple hours before, and so nobody slept that night.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's bizarre.
What a nice and pleasant
Yeah,
story.
and that was kind of the original nail in the coffin of why people kind of just slowly stopped hanging out there.
Yeah,
I could
see
understand
why,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it's funny you bring up how a vicarious situation for you, because that's actually happened with me and Jacob last year. There was a birthday party that I wasn't invited to because of an issue with one of the hosts between me and him, and Jacob went, and said host kind of did something fucky. I don't know if we want to go into that, but yeah,
What did he do?
it was the brother.
Oh,
acid trip.
right. Oh, I see. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. It was
Do we want to explore that? Seems kind of private.
yeah, I don't think we should, but that's something similar to me. That's something similar, I think, like, when a rather terrifying situation occurs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do
Which
drugs
is
at all.
funny because like I have stories like that, and then I have other stories like one where just fucking with a random cyclist in the middle of town. One of them, they come to a stop sign. Cyclist also stopped on the corner, and one of them leans out the passenger window and goes, "Hey, sir, you've lived around here for very long?" He's like, "Yeah, all my life, 30, I think it was like 30 something years." And he goes,
Oh, wow.
"Oh, cool. 'Cause, we need some directions. Can you help us out?" "Oh yeah, sure. Where do you need to go?" "Yeah, can you point us to the nearest race war?" And then they just peel out. They just take off. And apparently he tried chasing him on his bike.
Why would you try and chase people if they're after that sort of thing?
Like,
Did he want to join them or something?
And my thing is like, how do you not just? Okay, I will say that dude's fight or flight response was on point because he didn't allow confusion to set in. Like pretty much anybody else would.
I'm not gonna. It would have taken me like 5 minutes to process this.
Yeah. Especially because if you took any second to look at the car, you would know they're from around here. Because the fucking, like, the frame on his license plate was a local dealership.
Bizarre. That's to say the least. That was very bizarre.
I would sit there and just contemplate life after that question. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Okay, favorite childhood games. How about that?
Yes.
You mean like video games or
Any kind of game. You can do, like, board game, fucking football.
Well, this might be a bit of a weird one, but there was a game back when I was like in English primary school. There was this game us boys would play. It was called Rabies, and
You gave each other rabies.
yeah, well, basically it's like tag, but you have to tackle someone to the ground. It's also like infection as well. Like
And
if
then
you
fuck
ca-
them and
the
then
more
give them
people you
rabies.
Oh no, you bite them,
Wait, what?
and more often than not, actual biting would occur. I had like bite marks on my fucking arm for like a few weeks after of one game.
Is that what British kids do?
Yeah, well, the teachers put a stop to it, and so we weren't allowed to bite, but we
rightfully
could just
so.
tackle them. Yeah, And I mean, it was a very weird time, but you know, it was a fun game because you know, it's always fun like being chased or chasing. You know, it's like tag, that sort of thing.
And that was your favorite childhood
The
game?
thrill of the hunt.
Well, it was one of my favorites. I mean, but if we want to talk like video games, my favorite game as a child was like Spore.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
Spore.
I can't get into it anymore because it's so fucking boring now.
I like the first like half hour
Exactly, like,
area.
and then it becomes like a strategy game, and like, come on.
Yeah, when it gets to like the tribe aspect, I was kind of like, yeah, I've lost interest. But like the wild part, where you're like an animal and all that, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then like I guess Galactic Adventures kind of saves it, but not by much.
I never got that far.
I never even played Spore. That's how far I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah, but that was like, but yeah, I'd wager those two to be, I guess, some of my favorite games.
If I were to go back to like childhood, it would be like mostly like Doom, Quake, and all that. But a fun little game that got remastered recently was Shadow Man,
Okay,
Which is
I
actually based
don't
on-
think I've heard that one.
which is actually based on a comic book of the same name.
Oh yeah.
Very fun 3D platformer Metroidvania type game.
Oh, I see. I'm seeing it.
Where you play as a undead voodoo warrior. They can travel between life and pretty much limbo or death. Very interesting concept.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just googling it right now. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
You're pretty cool, man.
What?
And what about you, David?
I mean, my childhood games are pretty much all the generics of my age. Like, a lot of Nintendo 64 titles.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much all of the
Mario.
classics. Mario 64, or Ocarina of Time, so on.
I don't think I've ever used an N64 in my life.
Me neither.
Was it even a
We're
thing in
kind
New
of.
Zealand?
Was it? I would not know. I've never seen an N64.
I used to play the Sega Genesis a lot, and I'm pretty sure it was in New Zealand. I just never had one.
Yeah, that was a bit before our time. I think.
It was around our time, but you know, I mean, Sega Genesis is even before my time. But like, you know,
I mean, yeah,
Alright.
like Nintendo 64 was technically before my time.
No,
a year older than me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Who aren't you? That's fair.
Like, if we were going based off an age that I would appropriately be capable of playing video games, I would have been a GameCube, PS2 kind of
yeah?
kid.
yeah.
Oh, you know, I had a PS2 when I was younger and a Nintendo Wii. I'm actually just trying to find one of them because I got a Wii remote and I got this Dolphin emulator. I'm just trying to find the little bar that you need to link up the controller.
Oh no, I was a PS1 and an Xbox kid. Didn't have a PS2.
Yeah, I like, the consoles that I had were a Nintendo 64, a GameCube, and an Xbox.
Oh yeah, I had I started with DS, had a Wii, then got PS2, PS1, and Xbox 360.
Yeah. What's your classic like Xbox games that you used to play all the time?
It was definitely Halo. That's one.
Oh, yeah,
Rayman
definitely.
3.
Dust. I remember playing that quite frequently. A bit of Lego games. My absolute favorite 360 game though was Prototype 2. I must have played that game like 8 times because it was just so fun. Like
Prototype
being this like
1 was
superhuman
better.
mutant. Yeah, oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Prototype 1 was definitely had more things to it, but I don't know. Just James Heller is a fucking beast.
It sucks that you can't properly play it on modern systems without like doing.
Actually,
some
no, you
weird-
can with.
You can.
All you have to do is just like, for
Yeah,
me, what
yeah.
I do is I turn down my as I deactivate a couple
Yeah.
of my computer cores, and that makes it playable.
That makes it playable, but like you still have to do all that.
Yeah, but it's not that hard to do.
It's not terribly hard to do. I could do it, but
Exactly, yeah. And
It's
I mean,
ju-
if I
it's-
can do
it's
it,
just a
someone who.
hassle.
Yeah, it's fair. But, you know, maybe one day we'll get a remake or something like that, God willing.
it's doubtful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it hasn't really been successful.
I'm looking back on my old Xbox app because I have an Xbox emulator. I'm just looking back on all these games that I used to play. The old Far Cry Instincts games. It was a Counter-Strike port on the Xbox. The Simpsons Hit and Run.
You just reminded me of the JonTron bit. I know, my computer is destroyed. How will I play Counter-Strike now? And the Xbox version's a sin against God.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, it works, but goddamn. What's actually cool about this specific emulator is people have actually managed to play the original Halo with, like, an actual Xbox. Like, porting it between emulator and playing with Xbox players.
That's interesting. How do you even...
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I have no idea how. But they managed to do it.
I have to find that. I have to figure that shit out. Because that'd be cool. Well, I mean, I've got the Master Chief collection, so don't really have to. But you know, still
don't need to, but it's still interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It's always interesting how like people because like, you know, I mean, aside from Doom, which is, you know, the easiest thing ever to
install that on anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's always interesting seeing people like take these old ass games and port them.
Yeah, and
nice.
I like seeing the opposite done. I like seeing demakes. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a Elden Ring demake a while ago, wasn't there?
It was a Bloodborne demake.
Bloodborne.
Oh right.
The Bloodborne PS1 demake.
And
the hilarious part about it, it just turns into nightmare creatures.
Oh yeah.
The even more hilarious part is they actually made a spin-off of a go-kart Bloodborne demake.
Oh yeah.
Which is very interesting.
It kind of weird. I guess it's because it takes you back to that era where everything was getting a kart racer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Garfield kart, fucking, what else was there? Crash Bandicoot kart, Mario kart.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot racing, Mario Kart, obviously. Okay, maybe there wasn't as many as
Maybe not as much as we first imagined.
I guess. Oh, Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Not really a kart racer, but it was a racing game.
Yeah. What happened to the go-kart generation of games?
We grew up.
Yeah.
Damn. That's just depressing.
Yeah.
The real answers always are.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why we need Logan. We need to lighten the fuck up.
No, fuck. What? Something that isn't depressing. Quickly.
They made a Playboy game for the original Xbox.
The current state of the world.
I
Shit.
beg your fucking pardon. Wait, hold up. That was two double whammies at once. What do you mean a Playboy game?
For the original Xbox, there was a Playboy game.
What do you do in said game?
You make Playboys. And yes, there was nudity.
Fair enough.
But no, there was not sex. There was sex, but there wasn't sex.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, I know that name.
That name sounds vaguely similar. I can't speak English.
It's like small dude trying to pick up chicks, like Johnny Bravo style.
Yeah.
I am... Yeah, never played it myself, though.
Wasn't there like a new one recently? Or am I like misremembering?
Possibly. You guys ever have like weird ass dreams? Because I have them all the time lately.
Funnily enough, I don't dream that much.
Yeah,
I mean, I seem to dream.
Don't have a lot of weird dreams.
I dream all the time, but you know, obviously forget most of them, so I end up like forgetting them. I do like earlier this week I had a dream about like dealing with zombies. Next dream there was like something about fighting British soldiers in a drug den, and like last night, I was still working in New World, and this one dude came up to me, introduced himself as Charlie, and just asked me some random question. I was like, "Hey boy, I don't even work here anymore," and then I just woke up. Fucking like,
realized
my own dream.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You suddenly realized,
that
like,
was,
what, how did work here? And then you just woke
I
up.
feel like
Yeah.
those are always some of the craziest dream stories are the ones where you'll say something like, "No, I'm not," or just some very concrete yes or no statement, and suddenly you wake up because of it.
Yeah, that's happened to me like a few times as well. unfortunately though, like the dream I remember the most was this nightmare I had back when I was like a little kid, and it was basically I used to have this picture book about of Dracula, and in the see if I can pull up the actual book because definitely because when I was reading these as a younger kid like the fucking design the artwork for him was actually pretty terrifying.
Ooga booga. I'm underneath
No,
your bed.
No, he actually looked real scary. But yeah. Either way, so this is how the dream went. I think it kind of I remember the earliest memory of it is I'm asking like my grandma like, hey oh, was this Dracula guy a good warrior or anything? And she was like, oh yes, he was like a great warrior or something. And then I think I'm like watching a movie or something, and these guys are just helping drag the unconscious friend, and then like there's this one-eyed muscular Dracula sneaking behind them, and then like they're looking out the window, and they see Dracula in like this Imperial army, no, like the the Star Wars Imperial officer uniform,
Yeah.
and Dracula's looking at them, and he does this like scary ass face, and that just scared the shit out of me. And yeah, that's all I remember. But like, it kind of stuck with me for like ages. I would sleep with my blanket covering my neck so I wouldn't get bitten. It was just fucking terrifying at the time. I mean, I'm over it now, obviously, but like, still, I was like, oh, gee whiz.
Speaking of dreams that
Absolutely.
we remember, I have a dream that I remember.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, someone's dying wherever you're at.
Oh shit! 1 second.
What is it? I had a dream way back in kindergarten, of all places, when I was still developing my brain as a small child. The dream specifically was I went to kindergarten and there was a new student, and he ended up showing up and he was made entirely of bread. Completely. And for some reason...
Bread.
Completely of bread.
The gingerbread man.
Alright.
Not even gingerbread, like just plain like white bread with a bit of crust.
But
And
he
we
had
ended up-
red hair, right?
I'm not actually sure. But we took him around back, and the teacher was like, okay, eat him. And literally
Oh my
each
gosh.
of our each of my classmates in kindergarten would like slowly take pieces and just eat him. And I remember eating this bread child.
How did he handle the situation?
He was fine with it.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea how or why I remember that. But that was probably
That is very bizarre.
my first ever dream ever. Of eating a bread child in kindergarten. It was very
Very bizarre.
dark.
Very bizarre. David, do you have any early memories of a dream? Early dreams?
No, my memory's not good enough to begin with. But
Oh, sheesh.
they're the only recurring dream that I can ever remember was a nightmare. And
Okay.
it would be in the pool in my backyard. And it would feel like there's no water in it. And I'm like just slowly falling towards the drain. And if I ever lost focus, I would suddenly like just reappear back at the top and then fall further. Till eventually I'd wake up when I hit the bottom.
No, that's a buzzy one.
And it was always a super slow fall.
Oh no, that's even scarier.
Slowly falling. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I would not handle. I would just die in my sleep right there.
You just die. Commit death.
Yeah. Sudden death syndrome.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
dreams are hard to remember in the first place. The fact that
Yeah.
the only reason I remember that one is because it's recurred so many times.
Recurring dreams are usually. I swear I have recurring dreams, but I usually am destroyed. It just feels like deja vu. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just rarely ever
Most
get
recurring
dreams.
dreams happen because something is reminding you of it. Because the memory of your dream's there,
Yeah.
and something's happening in your brain to go, hey, remember this?
Family Guy callback. Cut away.
Yeah. And when it comes to recurring nightmares, is oftentimes it's your brain responds to certain stimulant,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
and people tend to have the same nightmares based on different problems. So it's like a lot of the most common one for people who have anxiety, specifically dealing with things that are out of their control, they'll tend to have
Right.
nightmares of losing teeth.
Mm.
Oosh. Did I ever dream like that once? Maybe. Might have done. It kind of reminds me of you ever watch that show Arthur? You know that every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet. Yeah, that's a show. Fuck, I remember like every episode would have a dream of like something happens and then it becomes like a life lesson. I
Yeah.
actually need to watch that show. It was low-key a banger show, not gonna lie.
Ah, that show.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's like it's not like there's a plot to catch up on. It's just an
Yeah, I know,
educational
but-
kids show.
I know, but just a little bit of nostalgia. I used to watch that shit back in England all the time. And honestly, it was kind of a funny show at the time as well. Not gonna lie.
What about Roly Poly Oly?
Oh, fuck off. How did you know that show was my fucking childhood, like,
Because I
alongside Winnie the
watched
Pooh? Fuck, that was a banger show.
Oh,
And, actually,
what about Franklin?
this is, Franklin, isn't that the turtle?
Yeah. Here's
No, shit.
Franklin.
Little Bear.
Little Bear 2. Do you know what one childhood show I never watched, or just never got into? And this is probably gonna get me, like, crucified by, like, the fucking nerd friends I have. But I could never get into The Last Airbender. That shit just did not impress me at all.
Yeah, I can see that. I tried getting into it. I like watched like the first
Yeah.
season, and then I stopped after
Yeah.
that.
I just did not give a shit of this Caillou ripoff, like, vaping or whatever he does.
Caillou
And,
ripoff?
yeah, he's bald. Why is he bald?
I was gonna say it's okay to not be interested in it, but don't need to fucking diss it like that.
I can't lie. I'm just when I approach something like this, I just go full hater. Wait until you hear my opinion about Keanu Reeves. I joke.
Don't you
Keanu Reeves is
dare.
a nice guy.
Okay, yeah, you can't, dude. Quiet with that shit. That's how you get Reddit turned against us.
Yeah, exactly. We need Reddit.
We can't survive that.
Hold out. But yeah, no, it's just I just didn't give a shit about Last Airbender. I was more into like fucking Sonic Underground or the Chronicles of Redwall, which was like this show about like mice fighting rats, and they're defending like this small monastery, and there was like a snake called Asmodee lying around. That was a cool show.
Huh.
It's still around somewhere. What else gathered my interest back when I was a youngin'? There was a couple like good British shows, like the whole Tracy Beaker things. There's a show called Trapped, or was it like Trapdoors or something like that? Sarah Jane Adventures, like Doctor Who. That was my childhood, and yeah. And if someone was to tell me like today, hey, you should totally watch Last Airbender, I'd be like, I'm not 5 years old anymore, bro. Go away. Or like 10 years old. I don't know. I don't care what age it was for. Don't mess me with that shit.
Isn't it the same with Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, that too.
I mean,
no.
The difference with
I was
Dragon Ball
thrown
Z is
Is that-
there's
it's
no
actually
aging
good.
to it because it's just fighting.
And it's an actually good show.
I haven't seen like much of it, so I don't know how the story goes.
I tried to get into the original Dragon Ball, but I kind of got. You good, Jacob?
Oh yeah, no, don't mind me.
Yeah. I could try, but I was thrown off by the fact that fucking Goku as a kid, his fucking dick was out. I was like, wait, is this fucking child porn or something?
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a lot of interesting conundrums in the like original like 80s era.
Yeah. It was. They still do it today. Like they did it in like fucking like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, as well. Which was like very weird. I mean, I know Japan's got a whole different thing when it comes to like censorship, but come on, like even if it's animated, I'm not trying to see a baby's dick.
Why not?
Weird.
It's anime, it's different.
I am not a pedo.
Yeah, I
It's
think
anime.
the idea behind it is more of it's not meant for the sexualization idea. It's not like a weird pedo thing. It's just like, for example, like in your family, say you have like a niece, nephew, cousin, anybody that's a baby, and parent asks you, "Hey, could you change their diaper?"
Yeah, I mean that's family though. I mean it's kind of like your family
Incest.
duty to like do that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the idea is that
Yeah.
they're getting by. Like even in the scene in JoJo, it's a woman comes across an orphan baby who that just so happens to be Polnareff,
Yeah.
and goes, "Hey, you know what? Let's take care of you. Let's make sure you're healthy. Get you a bath, get you some food. No, it'll be fine."
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I'm not trying to see that shit. Yeah, even if it's sexual or not, I'm not trying to see it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's otherwise, yeah, no, pretty standard childhood shows I used to watch.
SpongeBob was banger.
Oh, definitely, Demi, definitely.
Kind of gone downhill as of late, ever since
Yeah, because the creator's died, isn't he?
creator died, and like Nickelodeon was like, SpongeBob makes a lot of money.
I mean,
Let's keep making
was,
it.
It was kind of going downhill before that.
Yeah, that's true. It's going more downhill though.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, SpongeBob suffers the same thing as The Simpsons. You can only
Yeah.
be on,
Oh, yeah.
you can only keep a show going for so long before it's like you're done. Ideas,
You're washed up.
yeah, non-existent.
Yeah. You're gonna run out. Maybe like Family Guy. That's probably gonna run out of ideas eventually.
Rick and Morty's already like, it's done.
Oh fuck! Let's talk about that real quick. I'm sure we're all aware of what happened to its creator, Justin Roiland, whatever his name is.
Yeah, just
Domestic violence.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh,
And I'm
And then
I'm
before
not
that,
surprised.
oh Rick,
beat my wife
please.
again.
we gotta beat my wife, Woody. We gotta beat my wife.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
geez,
not so
Rick.
sure that's a good idea, Rick.
I mean, it makes sense
fucking-
why Rick's wife doesn't show up.
Yeah,
So first it
Oh,
was
see,
like
that's-
Dan
yeah.
Harmon's like little drama happening like a couple years ago, and now it's Justin Roiland.
Well, Dan wasn't. I don't remember what was Dan Harmon's thing because I know he had like his divorce thing. That was just kind of sad. But was there something else weird that happened?
sexual misconduct.
It was something sexual.
Yeah, no, just,
From memory.
it seems like it's saying sexual misconduct, and then there was like this baby doll video. Oh, yeah, that was like a controversy. No, I think it's just mainly sexual conduct,
Okay.
misconduct, so to speak. Oh, Justin Roiland has also done NFTs.
Ah,
Loser.
okay.
I know. I've had enough of like these fucking adult cartoons most of the time. Like the art style looks weird, and it's
Like,
just like
That's the problem is that most of them don't like to be original. I think that's what made
Yeah.
like
I
that's
mean,
what
the
made
only
Rick
adult
and Morty
comedy.
stand out when it started.
The only adult cartoon I've actually liked was that Happy Friends thing, because at least that was something different. They didn't rely on like swearing; they were just like being very silly.
I love Happy Friends. Was it
Smiling
Happy Friends? Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends, my bad, my bad.
But that's what I mean. Is the things that make adult cartoons stand out isn't necessarily the subject matter. It's the fact that everyone follows the same formula.
Yeah,
And it's
and don't get me started on that new Velma show.
Oh.
I don't want to get started on that quite yet.
Weird. No hate watching either.
It's apparently number one on like wherever it's getting hosted on.
Yeah, because HBO cancelled all their other animations.
I'm pretty sure like most of the people like hate watching it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, unfortunately.
it's gonna get like 7 more seasons at least.
We
no,
need to shoot people
because
who do this.
not only have audience critiques been awful, even the actual professional critics are being really tentative to say anything good about it.
You know, I think it's time for another rant about this, but at Hollywood executives, stop taking IPs and changing them into shitty things. Velma doesn't even have Scooby in it. You fucking wankers. Leave our shit alone. You pieces of shit.
It literally has nothing to
Fucking-
do with like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, then they just change up the characters so badly. Like, Fred's like a douchebag when he's like meant to be a real nice guy, and I mean, and they took away Shaggy completely for some reason. I mean, it's nothing to do.
he's
It's
still
nothing
there.
about.
He's
Yeah, but
just
his name's like Norville now.
Well, that is his
it's-
name.
that is his name.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
just-
but still, it's not Shaggy.
Well, his name's
It's-
always been Norville.
I know, but
That's why he goes by Shaggy, because he didn't like his name Norville.
oh wait.
Yeah.
But still, it's I don't know. I'm just
They could have
just
just
sick of,
they could have easily just put it in the same universe as like a different mystery team, and that was it. But that wouldn't sell.
well, it's just annoying. I mean,
They
if it's
could
not
have
going to
had-
sell, maybe just don't do it.
I was gonna say they could have had Mystery Inc. actually grow up, and then like a new younger team is like, hey, we were really inspired by you, and we want to do what you did.
Yeah, it's just everyone's running out of ideas.
Even us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. You're right. Damn it, Logan. Why do you have to be smarter than us? Why can't we be smarter than him? Or
Where's his book
creative as him,
corner?
I don't know.
Who's read a book?
I've been reading the Hyperion Cantos.
Explain. Elaborate.
It's about like it's a sci-fi book in
Uh-huh.
the future, obviously, and
Uh-huh.
it's about these 6 pilgrims with each
Uh-huh.
their own stories, and they're
Uh-huh.
going to this big metal tree where this big robot with 4 arms impales its victims on, and there's like something to do with, and there's also these time tombs which are going back in time because they're from the future in the present. And this big robot, the Shrike, who by the way has a fantastic design, by the way, he looks fucking terrifying, is just going around killing everyone because it's just what he does. And so he also has a whole religion around him, and there's also like a tribe of Catholic people with Down syndrome
What?
involved. Yeah, they get nuked like early on in the book. But yeah, it's part of the backstory. It's been a pretty good read so far. I just need to get started in the second book to go any further.
No, Christians is just naturally Down syndrome.
Oh no, it's just they also didn't have any dicks either.
Oh.
I can't really explain it beyond that. It was very bizarre, but you know, it's been a pretty interesting read so far.
Speaking of
What else
books,
have I been reading into?
Speaking of books, actually, writing is hard.
Oh, definitely. As you've been writing about our D&D ventures, haven't you?
So far, from our D&D campaign, I've written like the prologue, like the intro, and pretty much halfway through probably not even halfway through our first session. Like we made it just to camp, and we're at the point where you're traveling off to find meat. That's where I'm at, and it's like at least 2-3 pages maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just for backstory, just for reference, David. This is the D&D group me and Jacob do in real life. Just so you're up to scratch on it.
I figured I could piece that
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty fun. Oh fuck! Imagine if this podcast does like a D&D campaign.
It would be the DM.
Not me.
Me. I'm very creative.
Yeah, probably. You're very creative indeed. Yeah, it could work out. Maybe we'll do that like whenever they've like real life, whenever the meetup actually happens, like we actually meet and stuff. We just could do that or something. Like that'd be fun. I think.
fucking doubt that that'll happen.
If
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
happen, who goes where?
Big if.
Do the Kiwis go to the burger, or do the burger go to the Kiwis?
I don't think I'll have the money or the time to travel like that within
enough.
the next decade.
Ah, yes, economy. How's the economy over there?
Oh, it's not economy. It's that I'm unemployed.
Oh, me too.
I am employed.
Loser. You have a job,
And maybe
you have
if we start making
responsibilities.
money on this, I can count that as employment.
Yeah, it could be. Wage Shadow Legends, please sponsor us.
I have actually been sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends once,
Yeah, and that was good.
but no
so
one,
there's a chance.
no one clicked my link enough, so I didn't get paid for it. So,
Ah,
but I was sponsored by them. I just technically didn't get paid for it.
that's unfortunate. It is what it is. Alright, let's tackle one more topic and then we can
Wrap it up.
go back to our lives. Yes. What do you guys think about? How should I put this?
I don't think.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Wow.
Hurtful.
I know, I'm rude. I apologise.
You know what? I don't accept it.
Actually, well, I wasn't apologising to you, but okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why do you think?
Okay,
I
actually,
don't
let's I'm gonna float an idea. We should at some point we should consider like doing a Q&A for like our fans if we have any, just to
Oh yes,
you know,
I've
maybe
got
get to
girls
us.
from Uganda. I'm gonna keep bringing that up.
Yes, I am still single, goth girls. still single.
Specifically from
But,
Uganda. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck.
Every
I'll
time
be, if,
you say goth girls, I always think back to this video I saw of it's this goth girl holding a tarot card, and she goes, "Is this your card?" And the guy duetting it on TikTok goes, "No, check under your foreskin," and then you just see like an entire deck of cards flip out from underneath them.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. She's Australian. She's fucking funny.
Yeah.
She's really funny. But yeah, oh, that could be floated. This, I believe in Spotify there's like a whole comment section or something somewhere, or you could just like, I don't know, we have a Twitter, don't we? It's like
Apparently.
or something. Yeah, so we can just, maybe
So
if you guys
all
got
five
questions,
of you can check us out.
Yeah, all five of you can.
Because
hit us
whatever
up.
the other, like, what was it? Like, we had like 25 viewers
Mm-hmm.
or something. I know the rest of you are bots. You don't need to.
Yeah. Comment your
Well,
bot things.
but yes. Okay, well, I'd say that concludes it for episode 8 of the KiwiBurgers podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us once again, and appreciate you for putting up with our excessive awkwardness. We would like to wish you a good night, good day, wherever the fuck you are. And yeah, we'll see you for next episode. Take it easy.
Bye bye.
Killing you.